So sorry for that. I wasn't able to monitor our time anymore. So this is now the continuation of our part 3. All right, so yeah, that's it for the exercise number 7. So again, if this is true, then it will display the num. But if this is false, then it will say here the condition were not met. All right. The next one is the sample problem number 7. Okay. So in here, it is asking us to write a program that allows the user to input an integer. So again, take note, integer only. So if the value is greater than or equal to 0, print the word positive. Otherwise, it is a negative number, print the word negative. Okay. So you could say that this one is quite similar with your quiz, wherein we have the, if it's even number, it will display even number. If it's odd number, it will display odd number. But in here, it's just basically, asking us if this one is positive, then it will display positive. If this one is negative, then it will display negative. All right, so let me just check if I have sample problem number 7, because I'm not sure. Number 7, I guess this one. This is the exercise number 7 already. This one is sample problem number 7. Sample problem. Sample problem number 8 and 9. How about the 7? All right, so I don't have sample problem number 7, so I'll just create a new one. And I will name this one sample problem number 7. So again, guys, if you have a question or clarification, so feel free to ask me anytime. So in here, we need 1, 2, 3. So one label, one text box, and then one button. So we need a label, we need text box, and then we need a button. Okay, and then I'll change the font size of everything to 25. Then resize everything. So right here, I'll just change this one from label 1 into input a number. And the button one, so change this one into test. Okay, so this is the one that we're going to program. So we now have this function button one click. So we will declare one variable since we only have one input. So let's just say it's x. New x is integer. Okay, and then we'll pass the value of text box 1 to our x text. Okay, and then we will now compare. So if x is greater than 0, then message box positive. Okay, else message box negative. All right, as simple as that. So let's see. So if we have here 5, so of course it will give us positive. We have here 0, it's still, this one is already negative. Actually, I will not consider 0 as positive or negative. Well, in that case, I'll tweak this one. Okay, if it's greater than or equal to 1, then it will display positive. Okay, and So in here, since we need to add another condition, so we will add else if x is less than or equal to -1, then message box a negative. And then in here, I'll add the last one. So if it didn't fall on the true statement or false statement, okay, or between those two conditions, so it will says here, message box is not positive nor negative. All right. So if we have one, of course, it will give us positive. If we have, let's say -1 for now, -1, of course, will give us negative. And if we have 0, so it will say here, it is not positive nor negative. Okay. So yeah, you can put as many conditions as you want. But if you're going to add another, let's say, condition, you have to use else if. Okay. And then the last one will be else. Okay. So if this is true, I mean, if this is starting here, so if this is true, this will be initiated. But if this is not true, then maybe right here, this is true on the second if. If this is true, then this one will be initiated. So if none of those are true, then it will fall to the else statement, wherein it is not positive nor negative. Okay, so were you guys able to follow so far?
Yes, sir.
Right, so anyway, you just need to show here positive or negative. So I've just added the other one. Okay, so for the sample problem number 8, so you've been hired as a programmer by SFT. So SFT is a sending field telecoms. So it is a mobile telecommunication company. So you are to write a program that will ask the user to input a number of text messages incurred by the SFT cell phone subscriber. So text messaging charge is computed based on the number of text messages. So charge is 0 for the first 100 messages. And then text messages beyond that are charged by 50 centavos per message. So the problem should be output the charge incurred. So we have here the sample interface already, wherein this is where you're going to put the number of text that you have already sent. And then this one is just a reminder, okay, wherein saying that the first 100 text is free, and then succeeding text is charged 50 centavos. So as you guys can see right here, we have 150, so just deduct 100 from it, and then the remaining will be multiplied to zero point 0.5. Okay, that's how you've got here 25 pesos. All right, so from here, I actually already have the program of this one. So I'll say this one as a, okay, let me stop, save all, and then open a new project. Sample problem number 8. There you go. All right, so in here, I have almost the same. Okay, this is where I'll put number of text messages. The reminder, this is the computation button, oops, and then just a label, and then this is the, it will show the bill, okay? So compute. So in here, I have declared two variables, so two separate variables. So one short. So short is already enough since, uh, you know, 1,000 is already quite uh, a big amount of text messages. Even 100,000. So it's still covered by short, I guess. I'm not really sure anymore. Anyway, short is already sufficient enough. Okay. So again, short, decimal, a single, double. Those are the type of variables. I mean, type of declaration that will accept decimal. Okay. So the only one that will not accept decimal is of course integer. Okay, bill here is also a type of a decimal wherein it will accept decimal. Okay, so in here we're passing whatever is the value of text box 1 to n text, wherein if n text is greater than 100, then it has to perform this one. Say 101. 101 minus 100 is 1. 1 times 0.5, and then that's the one that will be displayed to the variable bill, wherein bill will be passed to the text box 3.text. So where is our text box 3? This one. Oops. Okay. And well, if this is not true, meaning it's not greater than 100, should maybe 99 only, then the bill is 0. Why? Because the first 100 text is actually free. Okay. So that's maybe the promo. Beyond that will be multiplied to 0.5. Okay, so that's the bill that you're going to pay. And as you guys can see right here, we have a PHP symbol right here. Here a peso sign. Well, this one actually came from the format. Okay, so we have to format this one, okay, into currency. So since we are in the Philippines, it will display PHP. So if your version of your Visual Studio is America, so it will give you a dollar sign, of course. So depending on the version of your Visual Studio. So in here, let's say 200. So first 100 is free. So the remaining 100 will be multiplied to 50. So 100 times 0.50 is equal to 50 pesos. Right? So if we have 500, so 400 times 0.50, which is 200 pesos. So if we have 77, which is less than 100, so that's free. All right. So are we clear so far? You guys? Are you guys still there? Are you guys still alive?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alive and kicking? So again, I really am so sorry. Okay. So we have to, at least have a meeting of 4 hours or 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours every meeting, since we have a total of 8 hours. Okay, 8 hours per meeting. So imagine if we will not meet even at least once, that's already a loss of 8 hours. There's already a lot of things that we can do in that 8 hours. So don't you guys worry. This is already the last part of our today's meeting. Okay, so up to part 4 only. So whatever we can finish today, then yeah, that's it. And then we'll just continue the rest next week, right? So while waiting for the discussion for the next week, I want you guys to finish the 3 hour and 45-minute video. Okay. So I want you guys to watch that one and then, master all the basics. So yeah, basics are much more important than what we are discussing right now. Okay, if you have those, then I think you're 50% good to go. These are just the additionals, say 20%, okay, or 25%, right? Okay, so that's it for the sample problem number 8. And then the next one right here is sample problem number 9. All right, so in here, you were hired as a programmer by TNP. So TNP is a telepono ng Pilipino. So it is a phone company. So TNP employs a metering scheme in computing the telephone bill. So the metering scheme is as follows. So calls made on a weekday, so between 6 a.m. 6:59 p.m. So it is charged at 7 pesos and 50 pesos per minute. Okay, 7 pesos and 50 centavos per minute. Okay, so that's during the weekday, Monday to Friday. And then charges made at other times during the weekday, wherein we have here 6 a.m. to 6:59 p.m. So we have here 7 o'clock p.m. to 5:59 a.m. So it is charged 5 pesos per minute. And then the last one right here, so anytime, so 7 to 7, 6 to 6 of a Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, it is rated as 3 pesos per minute. All right. So here's now the condition or your job. So your job is to write a program that will ask the user to enter the following information. So they need to enter the date. So when did they made a call? So is it weekday? Is it weekend? Okay. And then the format of this one, so you have to change this one into datetime picker or on the properties, wherein it should be in long. Okay. And then the next one is the time. So when was the call started? So the thing that you need to modify here is the time. So when did you start? And then use the time picker control format property time. Okay. So the integer representing duration of the call in minutes assume that all calls are rounded to the next minute. Okay, like for example, a call lasting 2 minutes and 35 seconds is billed as 3-minute call. Okay, so it will be rounded. So even though you only uh, consume 2 minutes and 01, 2 minutes and 2 seconds, that's already considered as 3-minute call. All right. So we have here the sample problem number 9, configuration, the interface of this one. So the date of call, okay, and the time of call, and then how many minutes you've spent, okay. So here's the code of this one. So we have declared three variable for the integer. So iday, itime, and then iduration. And then T-call bill as double since that is already the computation part. Okay. And then we have here some constant variables wherein the constants are of course the multiplier. Okay, wherein for weekdays regular call will be 7.5. Okay, and then uh, weekdays other call wherein it's ranging from 7 o'clock p.m. to 5:59 a.m. will be 5 peso. And then anytime on the weekend will be 3 peso. All right. And then right here, we have the date time picker, date that value that day of week. So for the ID, the one that we're trying to consider here is the day of week. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That's for the day. Okay. So for the time, of course, it's a 24-hour time. And then for the duration, so it's just simply a number. Okay. So it's labeled as per minute. Okay. And then for right here, if ID is greater than or 1, let's just say that 1 to 5, wherein 1 to 5 right here is the weekdays. Okay. So for the weekdays, we have a rating of, where is that one? Week right call. Okay. So it will be multiplied by 7.5 times the duration. So duration is this one right here, the text duration, the text. And if it's still on the weekdays 1 to 5, but it's not ranging from 6 to 18 anymore. Wherein this is a 24-hour format. So this one is 19, yeah, 19 to 5. So 19 to 5, okay. So this will be multiplied by weekdays or 5 peso. Right? Else, if none of those were true, then it will fall on weekends. So meaning it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's either 6 and 7. Okay. So anytime on that day is constant, or it will be multiplied by 3 peso. All right. And then the last one is, of course, you have to modify this one wherein it has an additional symbol, a peso sign. So you have to format the T call bill, okay, into currency. Okay, so yeah, and then it will be displayed to T call bill that text. All right, so yeah, this one is quite bloody, but once you have understood this one is super awesome and amazing. All right, so in here we have another if statement. So here's a syntax. So if and then additional else if. So we have already, or I have already, okay, I mentioned this one a while ago, and I even uh, have or made an example with this one. Okay, so if you guys can recall, the example regarding with the positive and negative. So I've added another condition wherein I put it on the else if. Okay, so you can put here the condition. So in here, you can have as many conditions as you want. Just put a name or put a word else if before the condition. And then the last one will always be else. Okay, because if none of those are true, it will fall on the false code. All right. So of course, your program will start looking for true statement. Okay, so if none of those were true, then it will always fall on the false code. All right, so without further delay, let's have an example again. So if this is true, then those two statements will be initiated. However, if this is not true, then it will look for another statement or another condition rather. So if this condition is true, then those two statements will be initiated. However, if it's not true here, it's still not true in here, then it will fall on the else statement. Right? So again, you can have as many else if you want in here. So you can have else if, another else if here, another else if, as long as you have the last one, which is else. Okay. So I would like you guys to try to experiment regarding with else statement or if else if statement. So this is very important so that once you're going to program something, okay, so you already know the proper syntax or the proper format. Okay, so we have here the sample problem number 11. So create a VB project that enables the user to input shape names using a text box. So it could be a circle, triangle, square, pentagon, decagon, and then display the number of sides the inputted shape has. So if the text doesn't match one of these shapes, display not a valid shape. So in here we have wherein you're going to input a shape and then determine how many sides it has. So we have this example. All right, so let me check if I have sample problem number 11. All right, so I don't have. Okay, so let's create an exact copy of example number 11. So just copy this one and then modify this one. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have 0 to 5, which is until pentagon, but we don't have 6, 7, 8, 9, 6 to 9 anymore. We now only have decagon. And then the last one is not considered anymore. Okay, so in here, I'll just delete this one. What is it? Sample number 8. All right, so I'll just create a new one. And I will name this one sample problem number 11. So in here, we have to copy whatever that we have in here. So we have one label, one button, two text box. Right. So one label, two text box, and what else? Another button. Just one button. Button and what else? Okay, so just those only. Two text box, one label, one button. All right, so let me just change the font size of those four components to 25. And I'll just resize this one. I'll just copy this one. And then input shape, determine number of sides. Input shape, and determine number of sides. So this is a big button. All right, so we will program this one, of course, and I'll just copy this one to make things faster and easier. All right, so if I deem shape as a string, wherein whatever is your input will be transformed into uppercase. Okay, so to avoid, a super sensitive format. So if shape is circle, then text box or text will give you 0. So a number of sides of circle is of course 0. Triangle, it has 3. Square, it has 4. Or it says here, we have square, or you can do this one. Okay, you can put a function, or, and then shape is rectangle, wherein both of them will give you a result of 4 number or 4 number of sides. And pentagon is 5. And of course, we'll put here else if. Then another condition, shape is equal to hexagon. Hexagon, then text box to the text is equal to 6. Hexagon, heptagon. Okay, hexagon, heptagon. So correct me guys if I'm wrong. Heptagon is 7. And then 8 is octagon. And then the last one before decagon is nonagon. So nonagon for 9. And then 10 is decagon. And then if you guys would like to add another one, which is, well, I can still recall, I can remember. I think 11 is undecagon. And 12 is dodecagon. So let me just verify this one. Shapes that has 11 sides. Hendecagon. Okay, my bad. That's not undecagon. What is undecagon? Okay, let me just change this one. Hendecagon. And the decagon, what is the decagon? What about 12 side? So my 12 is correct. 13 is, I guess, the undecagon. This one's already polygon. Ah, sorry. This is not a polygon. This is tridecagon. 14. I don't know. I don't know what's undecagon. Where did the thing came from? So 14 is tetradecagon. Anyway, we'll just stop on the dodecagon up to 12 only. And then the rest, let's say it has 13 slides and above. 13 sides and above. Then it will show as an invalid inputted shape. Okay, so let's test this one. This one is really working. So if we have circle, will give us a number of slides, number of sides. Let me just edit that one. Number of sides. So circle is 0, square is 4, of course, rectangle is also 4. Okay. However, let's say you mistype something, let's say rectangle. Okay, it will give you an error, or not really an error. It will say to you the invalid inputted shape because there is really no shape named rectangle. Okay, so up to dodecagon, which is 12 sides. All right, so are we clear so far regarding with your sample problem number 11? Were you guys able to get this one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, very good, Mr. Zua. How about the others?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good, Miss Fabi. All right, so the next one is the same with sample problem number 11. However, instead of, putting the text on it, just check. Okay, you just need to check the radio button. So in this case, this one is much more easier. So triangle, just check triangle. It will give you three sides. Duodecagon will give you, why, really? Undecagon is 11. Isn't it that the 11 is hendecagon? What? 11 side. Yeah, it says here hendecagon. Hendecagon. Ah, so it is also known as undecagon or unidecagon. Okay, so I was actually correct with 11. Okay, 11 is also undecagon or unidecagon or hendecagon. So it has a lot of names. Okay, so it has three names. Anyway, so yeah, in here, just check the radio button and that will give you the number of sides. Okay, so I will not do this one anymore. So you can actually do this one as long as you have already understood the first one, this one right here. All right, so for example, problem number 12, I guess this one is easy to do. Okay, so let's try this one. We still have 4 minutes. So in here, this is just actually a bingo game wherein, of course, it's only ranging from 1 to 75. So 1 to 15 is letter B, 16 to 30 is I, 31 to 45 is N, 45 to 60 is G, and then 61 to 75 is O. Okay, so in here, let's try to copy this one and try to analyze it later on. So it's under numeric up down. Okay, I'll just save this one and then create a new one. New project. What? Sorry. That's the reason why. Save all. New project. So this one is sample problem number 12. Sample problem number 12. All right, so in here we have 2 labels and then 1 text box and then 1 numeric countdown. So 2 labels. Two labels, 1 numeric up down, and then 1 text box. And then I'll just precise this one, change the font size into 25. Okay, so what is the first one? Select number and then equivalent letter. Select number, select number, equivalent letter. So make this one a little bit more bigger. I'll make this one 50. All right. So the one that we're going to program is this one. All right. So D num as integer, num is numeric up down. Okay, so just change this one into the name of numeric up down. So copy. So n up down right here is numeric up down 1, num1 and num in label letter. Text box 1. It's not text box, it's label. Anyway, we'll just use text box. Text box 1, text box 1, text box 1, text box 1. Else if none, and none, and none. There you go, numeric capital, numeric bound text box. All right, so we're good to go. So let's check. So 1 to 15 is B, and 16 and I don't know, yeah, up to 32, I guess. And then G, and then 60 to 72 is or